And hello there, good evening. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. We are coming to you live here from the Atlanta News First Plus streaming desk. Thank you for tuning in, for watching. A lot of rain, a lot of thunder today. We're going to walk you through the forecast. If you have any questions about the remainder of this holiday weekend, one in which so many people are getting out and about and enjoying outdoor activities, if you need clarification or you just want a forecast for your plans, I'm here, and we're streaming on YouTube. That's the place where we can most easily chat. You ask your question, I can give you an answer. You can stream on Atlanta News First YouTube account. Of course, we're streaming Roku, Amazon Fire, and the Atlanta News First app just about everywhere that you can stream. We are chatting. We are streaming live right now. Already noticing some folks watching. If you are having a great evening, or if you just want more weather information, again, give me a holler. Let me know how it's going for you out there. Thanks for tuning in, those that are watching. I'm going to spend just a couple moments kind of sliding into this. Don't want to get too quickly into the nitty-gritty of the forecast. Don't want anyone to miss anything, so just bear with me here. And that's radar just to my right. First Alert radar, much more active in the city of Atlanta. A couple of hours ago, the majority of the really heavy rain, the kind of rain that'll send you indoors and kind of cancel those plans, now pushing east of Atlanta, Lake St. Clair and Oconee, probably the wettest spot right now, from Eatonton to the Phoenix community on up to Godfrey, other side of the lake, over to White Plains, showers and thunderstorms still roaming portions of North Georgia, the far south and east metro, but for the time being, we are dry in the city. Maybe a few sprinkles. You can't see it on the stream, but I'm looking out the newsroom windows, and they're all fogged up. It's very muggy outside. And we do still have a few sprinkles around town, mainly the north side, north DeKalb, North Fulton. If you're watching from, the Georgia 400 corridor, Roswell, Sandy Springs, north side of Doraville, Dunwoody, on over to Milton, Alpharetta, it's sprinkling right now, but the real heavy rain, that lightning and that thunder, is out of the First Alert forecast for the rest of the evening. We've already seen the heaviest of the rain along in north of I-20, and again, I'm going to zoom back out. Notice where the heaviest of the shower and thunderstorm activity is, over towards Augusta. So if you're taking a trip, east on I-20 this evening, maybe you have Sunday plans with family in Augusta and you're leaving now, that trip eastbound on I-20, it's going to be pretty rough out there. Lots of heavy rain, thunder, lightning, visibility. Going to be pretty low out there. This rain is heavy, has been heavy today on this First Alert weather day, but now slowly winding down. So we're keeping the First Alert weather day just for the early evening plans. I think by 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight, we're peeling that risk back, dropping the need to really check in before you go out to the outdoor plans, because rain does look like it's going to continue to gradually wind down as we go through the evening. Another spot that's still seeing some sprinkles, northern Cleburne County in Alabama, on over to Cedartown, across the state line there, moving towards Rockmart, Dallas. So you all have seen quite a bit of rain on the west side. 2 to 3 inches of rain pretty easily. Saw a few totals, estimated rainfall totals up around 4 inches. So you've gotten your fair share of needed rain. Keep in mind, we're in a drought, we need it. Rain, showers, and thunderstorms moving to the east and northeast in general. Right now in this particular area, though, we're down to just sprinkles and very light rain, so I don't think it's going to impact your plans. Nonetheless, here is the latest timing on this last little bit of rain, though I think it will fall apart as it tracks north and eastward. Cedartown, 8:09 here in about 4 or 5 minutes. It'll start sprinkling if it's not already sprinkling. Lindale, 8:25, Rockmart, 8:39, into the Kingston community by 8:56. And the good news, regionally, not too much redeveloping off to the north and west. We're kind of used up. The energy over North Georgia used up to an extent. Of course, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it's been used in another way. Long story short, not to get too complicated, but the energy needed to get showers and thunderstorms really bubbling, we have used that. We're capped out at this point. I don't think we have much energy left to really get anything going, and we're looking downstream, so to speak, off to the east, or to the west rather, in the northwest, and we're not really seeing anything redevelop. So I'm not too concerned about additional widespread rain, just because we've been tapped out here, nothing moving in from the north and west. I think the rest of the evening there's going to be a little bit of rain potentially, but in general I think improvement as we get into the First Alert forecast overnight tonight into the wee morning hours of tomorrow. We're going to see improving conditions. Of course, that's good news. So we're going to peel back that First Alert weather day tonight into tomorrow morning. We're okay. After 9 a.m., that risk of showers and thunderstorms will start picking back up. But between 9 p.m. this evening, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, I think continuing to get quieter But we do have a risk of showers and thunderstorms, a likely chance of rain and thunder out the door tomorrow afternoon, and then going into our Monday as well. Monitoring the chat, we have quite a few folks watching, noting some likes on the feed. If you have any questions, if you need any clarification on the forecast, that's one of my jobs as well. You can see the banner down there saying First Alert Weather Day, Sunday and Monday. That's really what we're talking about here before we get to the latest on Hurricane Beryl. But if anyone has any urgent questions about that, we can always ping pong a little bit, go back to that. Back to the layout of tomorrow, 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow. We're fairly quiet. We're waking up to decent conditions. Temperatures tomorrow morning, very warm, like this morning, though a little cooler up in the mountains. Ellijay 69, Helen 72. The boundary, the front that gave us all the showers and thunderstorms today, pushing far enough south to once again allow just a little bit of a cool down, a little bit of some dry air filter into far north Georgia, really north of the metro. Rome, also a little cooler, beginning the day at 72. Grabbing coffee on your Sunday. Good morning to do it. It's going to be warm and muggy. You may not want to walk around outside with hot coffee, but hey, if you get it iced, not too bad, right? Temperatures in the mid-70s in the morning. It will feel muggy out the door once again in the city of Atlanta. A little bit less humidity further to the north. High temperatures tomorrow, with clouds bubbling back up. Some more showers and thunderstorms in the First Alert forecast. There will still be hot temperatures, upper 80s, lower 90s, kind of the rule. 95 in Rome, 90 Eatonton, 93 Atlanta, 91 LaGrange, with some upper 80s mixed in there. And look up in the mountains. Helen, 83 Clayton up in Rabun County. Maybe if you're spending the Sunday on Lake Rabun. Lake Burton, probably mid-80s, low to mid-80s. Not too bad out there, and humidity is going to be lower that far north. Hour-by-hour forecast. Again, let's roll it back. We're going to start early on tomorrow. So if you have plans tomorrow and they're outdoors, now's the time to kind of look over to your screen's device. Or wait, your device's screen. Sorry, I've been chatting a lot on the feeds today, and get a closer look at the layout of when showers and thunderstorms will be developing tomorrow. Through 10:11 noon, we're pretty quiet, though I think clouds starting to bubble up by 11:30, noon, kind of like today. Isolated showers starting to pop up as well as we get into early afternoon. Notice 1, 2 p.m. very quickly blossoming. They're not widespread, they're not everywhere, but showers and storms, as soon as we approach, upper 80s to near 90, showers and thunderstorms start popping up on our Sunday as we get into late afternoon and evening. Notice how storms are not as widespread as today, but still a little bit more widespread than a normal summer, a normal July afternoon. So we're going to give you the First Alert Weather Day, let you know that weather could be a little more impactful than normal, could have a greater chance of impacting, pausing, your plans. And a couple of these storms with heat and humidity, there's energy to use. They could be strong, like today. Lots of lightning, some gusty winds, some small hail. I was up by Truist Park up in kind of the Smyrna, Vinings area yesterday afternoon. A little downpour moved through. Got some good 40, 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts. A lot of close lightning. Had to head inside for a bit. So it's the same setup tomorrow. I don't think quite as stormy as today. Nonetheless, showers and thunderstorms rolling through. And something interesting with tomorrow's forecast, the forecast models that I have looked at today, there's a handful that are very detailed and higher resolution, and they only go out 12 to 24 hours or so. Some go out a little bit longer than that, but they sometimes do a better job of picking up those really kind of minute details that can alter the forecast. And they're thinking with the setup tomorrow that showers and thunderstorms will linger a little bit later in the evening. Here we are midnight Monday morning, and we're still dealing with a few downpours. So I think a little less coverage during the afternoon tomorrow, but certainly some big-time downpours, some booming thunderstorms, and what storms there are could linger a little bit later into the evening. Obviously, it's a Sunday after Independence Day, big day for grilling. As we talked about, storms could be a factor. If you are outside, don't cancel the plans. There's always a plan B. There's always a workaround. Maybe have your First Alert weather app out. Keep precipitation and lightning alerts turned on in the app, and you can be alerted. You'll get an alert. I got several today. Lightning is 3.5 miles away, or heavy rain detected 6.7 miles or whatever it is away from Atlanta. Just make sure that your location settings are set to follow me so it knows where you are, or if you're staying in the same community all day long, just set it to that particular community in the settings menu. Again, you can reach out to me on social media if you have any questions about the app. Pretty easy, though. Just upper right-hand corner. It's like a settings menu. It looks like 3 lined up sheets of paper. Click on that, and that'll get you deeper into the settings window. All right, we're going to shift gears here. Kind of a sharp shift. Tropical Storm Beryl moving west-northwest at 13, sustained winds at 60 miles an hour. Reorganization has been gradual, Nonetheless, it is slowly getting more organized. Remember, it was battling dry air and wind shear since the Western Caribbean, but really didn't take a toll, the wind shear and the dry air, until it impacted the Yucatan. Of course, tropical systems can be torn up by land, even relatively flat land like the Yucatan Peninsula. And it kind of messed up its structure. The surface center, where you and I are at the surface, was over here, and then the upper level center was over here, and it's kind of stacked. It's not a straight up vertical line. You want the center of circulation at the lowest levels, the mid levels, and the highest levels to all be stacked up perfectly vertically. But that was not the case. So any strengthening is going to be gradual. They have to be aligned vertically. Low level center, mid level center, and then way up above our heads, that high level center. A hurricane, of course, is taking up space in all levels of the atmosphere, pretty much. So we need them all to be stacked up before we can really take advantage of all the ingredients, which are trending better, for significant strengthening, significant redevelopment. Nonetheless, we're starting to see gradual signs of that occurring. In fact, I can zoom in here. Notice how we're starting to see thunderstorms wrap around this center of circulation. It's still battling wind shear, but we're starting to see these clouds kind of fan out in all directions. Still having a little bit of trouble on this side, wrapping in dry air. You can kind of see the dry air right there. See how it's kind of blank of those tall thunderstorm clouds? It's because dry air is being wrapped in. Nonetheless, it's moving into an environment with less wind shear. It's going to be moving into an environment with a little bit less dry air. And it has, another 24, 36 hours of water, very warm water, abnormally warm water for this time of year, to travel over to strengthen. So with that in mind, the National Hurricane Center is very confident in this becoming a hurricane once again. A Category 1 making landfall along the middle and perhaps the upper Texas coast. There's kind of a window there. Hurricane warning is already in effect. If you're familiar with the coast, from Baffin Bay, Corpus Christi, up to Sargent, Texas, that's like Matagorda Bay area. And then a tropical storm warning up to High Island, which is just past Galveston Island. A Category 1 hurricane forecast to make landfall pretty much anywhere in this cone. That's where the center of circulation will go. So if you have friends and family in Galveston and Houston, it's possible the center could get relatively close. Maybe Matagorda Bay, which is that little X right there, could still go south of Corpus Christi into the Corpus Metro. Of course, remember, that's the center. These impacts extend well beyond the center of circulation. Carlston, hello to you. Good evening. And wishing you the best. Carol Cole saying, too much detail for me. We'll go elsewhere, Hart. Well, if you have a simple question, I can give you a simple answer. I promise, Carol. We're just, there's no time limits here. I don't have to squeeze it all in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And we are here to give people weather information. But, Carol, if you have any easy questions, or if you just want to know if it's going to rain where you are tomorrow, what your chances are, Carol, feel free to give me a holler here. We're only going on 14 minutes. Want to stick around long enough for people to join in, and that's what we're doing right here. We're kind of going into the details that we can't necessarily go in on TV. But if you missed the forecast, basically hot, humid, and there will be scattered downpours popping up throughout the afternoon and evening tomorrow. You need to have that plan B for the outdoor plans, and that is about as simple, I think, as I can make that part of the First Alert forecast. Back to Beryl, though. Tropical storm now forecast to become a hurricane, making landfall middle Texas coast-ish. There's some wiggle room here still. And if you know any loved ones, if you have any loved ones, I should say, Austin, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Houston, anywhere in between, give them a holler, let them know. I'm sure they already do, but let them know, remind them that system's on the way, and this could come in a little bit stronger than 85 miles an hour. That's a solid forecast, but there's always some flexibility, both in the exact track, the specifics, and in also how strong it gets. In fact, from a forecast perspective, the forecast track of a hurricane tends to be much better. We do a better job with that than forecast intensity. It's very difficult to forecast intensity of a tropical system in certain scenarios, especially one like this one. Check out that 7-day forecast again. Sunday and Monday are First Alert weather days. Carol, if you are still watching and if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, feel free to give me a holler. Pulling up that YouTube stream once again. 7-day forecast playing out right now. Sunday, Monday, First Alert weather days. More storms around. Afternoons and early evenings in particular. And then as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to pare down that rain chance. But here's the price we pay. We drop the rain chance. and we're going to increase the temperature. Temperatures back in the mid, maybe upper 90s as we get into the middle of the portion of the work week and on into next weekend. Factor in humidity that never really completely goes away, and it's going to feel like it's hotter than 100, especially as we get into Thursday, Friday, and next Saturday afternoons. But hey, we're getting some needed rain. We need it. We're in a drought, severe drought parts of the area. We have an additional chance tomorrow for some needed rain. Some people did get quite the downpour today. Additional chances tomorrow and Monday, first alert weather days. It's a good thing. We need the rain, but we want to give you that first alert, that heads up that, hey, weather could impact your day more than a normal Saturday in July, Sunday in July, and Monday in July. Doesn't look like we have any more questions coming in. Want to thank you all for tuning in. And a reminder, I'm on social media. You can reach me at Cutter Martin on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. Here to keep you covered. If you have any weather questions, Carol, I can make them as simple as possible, those answers. And Carlson, thanks for always chatting, tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful evening, both of you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Full forecast, latest news headlines with Carly Barnett coming up 10 p.m. Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate. And then tonight for the late news on Atlanta News First starting at 11. Everything should be on time tonight. Hope to see you then. If not, full forecast is always in the First Alert weather app.